Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Saturday Morning Storytime Live number 95. And I'm your host, as always, Joey Medea. Today, the book is Zen Shorts, and it's by John J. Muth. Some of you may know it from Apple TV. Apparently, there's a television show. So I'm going to roll the opening, and then this book is a little longer, so I'll jump right in. Welcome. So here we are, Zen Shorts. Michael, there's a bear outside, said Carl. A what? Called Michael. A bear. He's really big, and he's in the backyard. What's he doing? He's sitting. He has an umbrella. An umbrella? By the time the boys got outside, their sister Addie was already talking with him. I'm sorry for arriving unannounced, said the bear. The wind carried my umbrella all the way from my backyard to your backyard. I thought I would retrieve it before it became a nuisance. He spoke with a slight panda accent. Michael introduced himself. Then Addie introduced Carl because Carl was shy around bears that he didn't know. And this is how Addie, Michael, and Carl met Stillwater. The next day, Addie went to have tea with Stillwater. Hello, Addie said as she stepped inside. Come in, a faraway voice called. Then she heard the voice say, Oh, yes, come out, come out. Stillwater was in the backyard. He was in a tent. This is a birthday present from my Uncle Rye, Stillwater said. He always gives presents on his birthday to celebrate the day he was born. Well, I like it so much, I'm not staying in my house right now. Stillwater invited Addie to sit with him. You brought me some cake, said Stillwater. That was very nice of you. Is it your birthday? No. Well, it's not mine either. But let me give you a gift for my uncle's birthday. I will tell you a story. Uncle Rye and the Moon. My Uncle Rye lived alone in a small house up in the hills. He didn't own many things. He lived a simple life. One evening, he discovered he had a visitor. A robber had broken into the house and was rummaging through my uncle's few belongings. The robber didn't notice Uncle Rye, and when my uncle said hello, the robber was so startled, he almost fell down. My uncle smiled at the robber and shook his hand. Welcome, welcome. How nice of you to visit. The robber opened his mouth to speak, but couldn't think of anything to say. Because Rye never lets anyone leave empty-handed, he looked around the tiny hut for a gift for the robber. There was nothing to give. The robber began to back toward the door. He wanted to leave. At last, Uncle Rye knew what to do. Took off his only robe, which was old and tattered. Here, he said, please take this. The robber thought my uncle was crazy. He took the rope, dashed out the door, and escaped into the night. My uncle sat and looked at the moon, its silvery light spilling over the mountains, making all things quietly beautiful. Poor man, lamented my uncle. All I had to give him was my tattered robe. If only I could have given him this beautiful moon. Your uncle sounds nice, said Addie. I don't think I could have given away my only robe. Oh, I know how that is, said Stillwater, but there is always the moon. That was a good story, said Addie. Thank you, said Stillwater, and this is a good cake. Thanks, made it myself. The next day, Michael went to see Stillwater. Here I am, Stillwater called from a tree. Can I come up, asked Michael, if you are careful. If anybody knows the musical, The Fantastics, Louisa asks El Gallo, can I come up in the tree? And he says, you can if you can. What if we could fly, said Michael. We could cast shadows on the clouds, said Stillwater. But what if we fell, said Michael. If we fell, we might break something. Well, that would be bad. Maybe. Maybe, asked Michael. The farmer's luck. There was once an old farmer who worked his crops for many years. One day his horse ran away. Upon hearing the news, his neighbors came to visit. Well, such bad luck, they said sympathetically. Maybe, the farmer replied. The next morning, the horse returned, bringing with it 2 other wild horses. Such good luck, the neighbors exclaimed. Maybe, replied the farmer. The following day, his son tried to ride one of the untamed horses. He was thrown off and he broke his leg. Again, the neighbors came to offer sympathy on his misfortune. Such bad luck, they said. Maybe, said the farmer. The day after, the military officials came to the village to draft young men into the army to fight in a war. Seeing that the son's leg was broken, they passed him by. Such good luck, cried the neighbors. Maybe, said the farmer. I was first introduced to this story through the old show Hee Haw when I was a kid, where they'd say, that's good, no, that's bad, why? So then I found out that it was actually a Japanese proverb or Zen tale. I get it, said Michael. Maybe good luck and bad luck are all mixed up. You never know what'll happen next. Yes, you never know. But it's good to lay under a tree and wait to see. The day after that, Carl went to visit Stillwater. Michael said I couldn't bring over our stuff to go swimming. I'm mad at Michael. He's always telling me what to do, so I brought everything. Said Stillwater. It's a little pool. I don't know if all these things will fit. Well, let's see. Let's see. Stillwater looked at the pool. The things can go swimming, but we can't. Well, I brought too much stuff. That's okay. I'll help you carry it home later. Why does Michael always have to tell me what to do? Carl asked. If he were here, I would climb up really high. I would jump on him like this, and I'd do a big smash like this. Later, Carl and Stillwater had tea. Carl, you spent the whole day being angry with Michael. Did you notice how much fun we had? Carl watched the steam rise from his cup. I'm sorry I brought all this stuff, Carl said. That's a metaphor for bringing your baggage along. You don't need to worry, said Stillwater. Right now, you need to carry on. Hold on tight, and I will tell you a story. A heavy load. 2 traveling monks reached a town where there was a young woman waiting to step out of her sedan chair. The raindrops had made deep puddles, and she couldn't step across without spoiling her silken robes. She stood there looking very cross and impatient. She was scolding her attendants. They had nowhere to place the packages they held for her, so they couldn't help her across the puddle. The younger monk noticed the woman, said nothing, and walked by. The older monk quickly picked her up, put her on his back, transported her across the water, and put her down on the other side. She didn't thank the older monk. She just shoved him out of the way and departed. As they continued on their way, the young monk was brooding and preoccupied. After several hours, unable to hold his silence, he spoke out. That woman back there was very selfish and rude, but you picked her up on your back and you carried her. She didn't even thank you. To which the monk replied, I set the woman down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her? Indeed. Do you think you carried it long enough? Asked Stillwater. Yes, said Carl. Good, said Stillwater. And this is how Hattie, Michael, Carl, and Stillwater became friends. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope your February is going really, really well. I wish you an excellent upcoming week. And next weekend, I've got other things I have to do, but we got 5 more books to 100. So I will see you soon.